Meet LaTonea. For 6 years, she's been trapped in a real-life inheritance battle so unbelievable it sounds like fiction. Except it's all true. A quick note before the story begins. This series reflects her opinion, and she's staying anchored to what can be backed by facts and records. Because in a case like this, she assumes the other side is watching, waiting for anything to twist. The fight is still unfolding. She spent 4 years trying to get the media to pay attention. Nothing. So now she's telling it herself, start to finish. And if this reaches the right person, it could change everything. Share it. Meet Alexander. For 15 years, he wasn't just LaTonea's friend, he was family by choice. And when it came time to decide what would happen to everything he'd built, he made his decision clear. He left LaTonea his entire estate, an art collection he spent 50 years collecting, and everything else he owned, because he loved her. Alexander passed away on November 29, 2019, the day after Thanksgiving. And for LaTonea, it wasn't just a loss. It was the kind of grief that knocks the air out of your chest and makes time feel unreal. One day he was here, and the next day the world was moving forward like nothing happened, while hers stopped. She was heartbroken, not just because she lost someone she loved, but because she lost the steady presence that had been part of her life for 15 years. And in the middle of that grief, she had to figure out what came next, when all she really wanted was to mourn. The next month, in December, the first shock of grief hadn't even settled, and the will reading arrived. LaTonea sat down with Carol, another longtime friend of Alexander's, and Alexander's attorney of 30 years, Mr. Harris. And that's when Alexander's will was read out loud, setting in motion everything that would come after. LaTonea gathered herself as best she could, and after speaking with Mr. Harris, she was given the okay to move into Alexander's home, to live there, to care for it, and to begin rebuilding her life around what he had chosen to leave her. For LaTonea, it wasn't about taking anything. It was about honoring his wishes and trying to survive the grief at the same time. LaTonea was told to meet Mr. Harris at the house. Carol said she needed to pick up a few things, and she wanted to address paperwork she claimed Alexander had left behind, involving certain pieces of the art for her in a museum. She also said there were things Alexander told her verbally that she could have. Hearing that, LaTonea rushed over to see what was happening. But when she arrived, it wasn't a calm conversation. She found men in the house, Carol there, and Mr. Harris, while items were already being taken down from the walls. LaTonea told them to stop immediately. She said, "This belongs to me," and she pointed to her letter as proof. Mr. Harris said they were only taking the items for safekeeping, for probate purposes. But Carol said, "I found letters he left," claiming those papers showed that certain things were meant for her and for the museum. And in that moment, grief turned into something else. LaTonea was furious. When the art collection ended up at the museum, LaTonea demanded it back, because it was hers by gift and by will. But the museum director, Albert, refused. He claimed he had a letter proving Alexander changed his mind and gave the entire collection to the museum. Later in the series, you'll see why that letter by the museum is at the center of the fight, because LaTonea alleges it was altered, and a notary stamp was used to make it look official. The notary later signed a sworn statement saying he had never seen that document before by the museum and Carol, so he would have never notarized it.